Hey everybody, this is Clint Hajar and we're in ITL 530. And in today's week 2 assignment 2, we're gonna discuss some of the main points of TPE 2 and 4. We're going to um, reflect on my future career as an instructor and how may try to um, incorporate TPE 2 and 4 into my own practice. And then also we'll end with a summary and on inclusion and respect and all that good stuff. So we're going to start with TPE 2 and 4, and um, just a little summary on the two. Um, TPE 2 really highlights um, creating, maintaining, and especially modeling good practices that encourage student social, emotional, intellectual safety. So essentially, in these in TPE 2, um, we want to some big issues we want to try to overcome are things like teacher prejudices and respect for the student, no matter their age. They can be 5 years old and you can be 55 years old, and you got to respect them just like any other adult or any other person or human. Um, and that's very important. That's probably like the underlying feature of TPE 2 is really just modeling and showing respect for all people, regardless of their cultural background, their racial background, um, if they have medical conditions, whatever. That's essentially, we want to teach our students how to respect one another by modeling it. We want to have a class. We want to immediately stop any kind of harassment, regardless. We want to make sure students are all playing or working together regardless. We don't want to see any groups that are isolating others. Um, we want to maintain high expectation also. So regardless of the student's ability or or culture or any of that, we still have to ensure that that student is performing the best um, that they can, with respect to their, um, whether they have IEPs, 504 plans, whether they're a English language learner. We want to ensure that they're working at their highest possible level. We do not want to. We don't want to say, "Oh man, you know what? He just can't handle this. Let's give him something easy, or let's just let him slide with a passing grade." No, we want to make sure that the students work and that the students are learning at their best, the best that they can. Another big one that comes into TPE 2 is number 6, which would be we want to make sure that the students' families understand our classroom routines, our what we expect for what kind of behavior we expect, how we respect cultural diversity, uh, how we respect all diversity, how we practice inclusion and differentiation. We want to make sure that the parents of all students respect, know how we respect. We essentially we're modeling not just for the students, but we're also modeling, maintaining, and an environment that influences the parents as well or guardians. TPE4 has a has an emphasis um, on planning for inclusiveness, and on planning for differentiation, um, being prepared by taking um, students' past experiences, their funds of knowledge, all test results, from like formative assessments, all that sort of thing. We're going to take all that into consideration, and we're going to plan our lesson or our unit, um, with respect to that, and obviously including any 504 plans, IEPs, etc., ELL, all that. Um, we want to make sure that we also, when planning uh, our our units or lessons, we also consider cultural norms and respect. Things like religion, and some people might not celebrate Christmas or something. So we have to make sure that that student is included in our holiday type of um, uh, work. Maybe we're doing art, and so we want to go with maybe a holiday theme rather than strictly a Christmas theme or something along those lines. So we want to plan for that ahead of time, and that would just make the um, a more efficient experience and learning experience, which is number 4 of TPE4, which is planning and making instructional time, planning in order to have um, an efficient classroom period, class day in class, whatever. We want to make sure that the students, there's no no holding them back. There's not too many setbacks. We got everything accounted for, and we get as much as we can within our 5-8 hours. And again, we want to ensure with TPE4 and planning, and all the TPEs in general, we want to ensure that we're respecting cultural views. Uh, we want to teach we want to plan our curriculum to include digital digital work. Um, we want students to become responsible digital citizens, and we want them to be digitally literate. So all or most of our planning should revolve around some kind of digital platform. Um, we want to incorporate technology. We want to incorporate also when planning. We want to incorporate our technology. We want to incorporate group work, and we want to make sure that students are. We want things that are engaging, activities that encourage participation when we plan. Um, Also, we want to plan with ourself, the teacher, in mind. Where are we going to stand in the classroom? How are we going to present the material? We want to ensure that regardless of ability, all students hear, see, feel what it is that we expect from them. Okay, so on the second part of our, we're going to reflect on our own practice. And myself, I have never taught. I'm working on my master's of education with a teaching credential incorporated in it, and hopefully soon I'll get some classroom time to practice. But for now, we're gonna hypothetically, just gonna assume that I'm in a classroom, and I'm gonna, I kind of put down my favorite. Um, I made a TPE2 uh, notes and TPE4 notes, things that I thought were really important and that I would make sure to address and incorporate um, in my future classroom. So TPE2, I want to make sure that again, we're modeling a lot in TPE2, so we want to make sure we model how to be resilient, that hard work pays off, and we need to put in the hard work in order to achieve something greater, something beyond what we think we can do. Um, Also, with that resiliency theme, we're providing students opportunities to take risks in a safe environment. So by that, it means immediately, like, silencing any negative feedback that a student gets for offering their opinion. Um, we want to we want to make sure that the students are um, respectful about of one another. So we want to encourage them to make attempts at answering questions, and rather than maybe giving them a yes or no answer, we can have a peer of theirs hop into the conversation and respectfully agree, disagree, add to the, and promote discussion. Um, Again, another, I would ensure that I created a rigorous learning environment, and that I made sure that differentiation was a priority. Um, Again, rigorous learning environment would promote a resiliency, but also we have to ensure that we are taking into consideration all 504 IEPs, and therefore we have to all make sure we're being inclusive and providing an opportunity for differentiation. Um, Again, we also part of TPE2. We want to, we ourselves as a teacher want to um, be at the right place at the right time. We want to deliver a message. We want to model our messages um, at the, properly, and we are the role model. Um, we want to have positive we want to give positive feedback to students and groups that deserve it, and we want to make sure we um, provide consequences to those that may have that may harass or hurt others in any way. So okay, and then TPE4, how I would incorporate that again. A big thing here is planning. Our main theme is planning with inclusion and respect for cultural diversity, racial ability. We want to make sure that our planning, our lesson and unit um, is efficient so that we can get through an entire unit or lesson in time, and we want to make use of our classroom. We want to also, into our planning, I will make sure to integrate all accommodations, adaptations that uh, that are needed, that are required for all students. Um, I guess it would be the UDL, the Universal Design for Learning. Whenever I'd have a question or need support, I would communicate with a colleague or a, a peer that may have advice for me. Maybe a mentor or somebody with more experience than me would be great. We always want to give students and their families and other teachers help with um, us understanding what in the community is available for people as support, and trying to help them get into those programs if they need help. Um, Again, I'll make sure to plan differentiated instruction and address my own personal bias, make sure that I'm not unintentionally being prejudiced. That happens. Um, that happens with people, and you may not think you're being prejudiced, but you are, just because you're used to a certain you have a certain mentality due to where you grew up or what you're used to seeing. Integrates varieties. Finally, we want to make sure that we're communicating lovingly and respectfully with our students. We want to encourage them to do the same amongst each other. We want to plan and model good communication. We want to make sure that we communicate well with our students. And then for my summary, I think listening and being engaged with our students and really just loving them is very much what we want as in order to be an effective individual, teacher, educator, parent, role model. We want to listen to them, respect them, take them seriously. We want to have resources available that we can immediately issue them or refer them or their parents. We want to have all the skills necessary as much as to our best of our ability, so that we can always ensure what's best for the students. Um, I believe that it's important that we model inclusive and respectful behavior and promote challenging curriculum. And I believe through these social, emotional, and intellectual challenges, pushing students to cope with them in a positive manner will help them grow socially, emotionally, and intellectually. Not all students have access to uh, um, all day, every day. Students have situations where their social and emotional intellect is being challenged and or affected, and they don't always have a positive role model to show them what to do. So we as teachers need to ensure that those few hours that they are with us, we are indeed setting a good example and being good role models for them. Thank you. Again, this is Clint Hajar, ITL 530. Have a good night. Bye.